Hello friends, hi, how are we today? I hope we are all doing well. I have lost the first couple minutes of footage of my video as per usual, so here we are back again with a voiceover. This is a very special video. This week we are using the Sweet Romance Kit from Dash of Sun Designs, and this is a collab video. Chelsea, the owner of Dash of Sun Designs, and the PR team are all either putting up on Instagram or on their YouTube channels the Sweet Romance Kit. And we're doing some questions that we collaborated together. And this was a really amazing thing. We helped Chelsea collab on this kit, so it a little bit feels like ours, in my opinion. And if you wanted to, it's still in her shop, and you can use my code ALEX10 for 10% off your order. We have a bunch of questions to get into today, so I've slowed down not slowed down, I put my video at regular speed so that I can go over them, and they are all addressing the week of February 14th to the 20th, which is Valentine's week. So if you celebrate, if you don't celebrate, you can stay. You can answer the questions down below yourself. I will leave them as a pinned comment in the first comment in the sections, and then all the stickers that I use, you will see are tagged in the description box down below, as well as any referral links and coupon codes that I have. So without further ado, let's just get into the questions. So first is, would you rather get gifts or flowers? And to be perfectly honest, I am extraordinarily lucky. This year in 2022, my husband was very kind and he got me flowers and he got me chocolates. I love flowers and I love chocolates. I don't love the ridiculously high prices that are uh, capitalist society capitalizes on. So really either is fine with me, but just an expression of love is beautiful as well. Would you rather Galentine's or Valentine's? To be perfectly honest, I would rather neither. Again, this is a very marketable holiday, and I just feel like all love, regardless if it's Valentine's, Galentine's, true love, whatever you want to love, should be celebrated all year round. And I also think that Valentine's Day takes away the element of surprise. Like, you could build up to a surprise on Valentine's Day. I am awful at keeping secrets, so I just like random surprises whenever throughout the year, to surprise my spouse, and he does the same for me, and I'm lucky enough to have that reciprocated in my relationship. So the next would you rather is, would you like to get gifts or do an experience? And my husband and I haven't always been able to afford gifts or chocolates or flowers for one another. We've been dating, well, we've been together for 10 and a half years. So we've gone from, just fresh out of university when you're broke and fresh out of university and have those fresh out of university jobs to where we are now, which is set in our careers. But I would like to do an experience. uh, you know, I just think that's fun. You create really amazing memories that way. And that leads into our next question. What is your best Valentine's Day memory? And I think maybe our first Valentine's together, when we were younger. So, he saved up, he got me very fancy flowers, a gigantic bouquet, and he also got me a teddy bear. And I had, been in relationships before, but I'd never been with somebody like my husband. And the fact that someone made an effort for me was really special. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe he thinks that I'm making the effort for. And then, I started thinking about things longer term, and it was it was romantic, and I loved it. And we went for a long walk because we couldn't really do much else. So that was really nice. And then, do we have any Valentine's traditions? Our Valentine's tradition is the week before Valentine's Day, saying, ooh, Valentine's Day is coming up. Do you want to get anything? And then we're like, yeah, sure, we'll do like a card or whatever. And that's what we do. Although, I will say that this year I kind of went a little bit over the top because I could. So my husband's favorite animal in the world is a flamingo. And uh, my zoo, close to where I live, had the flamingos up for adoption, to aid in the conservation effort. So obviously you don't adopt the flamingo and take it home with you, but you adopt it in the zoo setting, and your funding provides for conservation in the wild as well as funding for the zoo. And so I adopted him a flamingo. And I don't think I realized the extent of how much he loved flamingos because he was exuberant. This was like his favorite gift that he's ever received, thought it was fantastic. Um, so I clearly, like, I hit the mark on this one, and I will insert a picture here if I can. Okay, so moving on to the next question. What is your favorite love song? Now that we are doing this, I don't actually have a favorite love song. I just like music overall, all types of music, um, at all times. So there's never really a preference. Do you have a favorite love song? You can definitely answer this question in the comments down below. As I said, I'm going to leave all of these questions linked in the first and as a pinned comment in the comment section. Whew, sorry. Uh, is there a destination that my spouse and I would like to travel to, or that I would like to travel to? And my husband hasn't traveled as much as I have. He hasn't had that luxury of traveling as much as I have. So I don't know. My sister and I actually were just discussing this the other day, which is like long story longer, but I think I would like to take him to Italy, just to see some of the places that I've seen and then like see his excitement and wonder. I know that we've discussed going to San Francisco together. I don't know that he's ever been to New York, so that might be a fun, exciting adventure. But I would really like to take him to France. I'm lucky enough to have family there, and I would just like to show him places that I spent a great deal of my youth growing up around in summers during school holidays. A perfect Valentine's Day date. I think if you had asked me before I had a child, it would be vastly different than it is now. Currently, my perfect Valentine's Day date would be to be able to find a babysitter and just go to a movie and grab some dinner afterwards. Nothing high maintenance. Or maybe rock climbing. I don't know. There's a lot of rock climbing centers around where I am, so that would have been cool and fun. The next question is, if I were to have a non-traditional wedding dress, what color would I like? Um, I don't know. I liked my white dress, but I think if I were to have a non-traditional one, I might try and find a dress in like my favorite color, which is a little bit deeper than an emerald green, somewhere in between a forest and an emerald green, that deep, rich green that you have. Those are really, really nice dresses, I think. And definitely an entirely different style to the dress that I have, although I love the dress for my wedding day. Um, are you and your spouse similar or opposites? We are opposite in some things, but like our core values and beliefs are very similar. So and I mean, this has obviously changed. Again, we've been together for 10 and a half years. Like we rub off. The thing is, when you're with your spouse for a while, you gain similarities because you take on attributes of the other person. Um, so it used to be that my husband didn't like to get going. He liked to do stuff in the afternoons. But I am not like that at all. I am like, I would like to get errands, tasks, whatever I need to done in my day first, and then I have the rest of my day to rest or do whatever I want to do at home. He and I are both homebodies. And so finally, when I got him around to that way of thinking, it was like now he's that person and that's what he wants to do. He just wants to get it done in his day and come home, which is great. um, Next question is, what is your definition of love? I don't I don't really know how to answer that. I've been thinking about this one. Um, and my definition of love, is just love and acceptance of everything for everybody all the time. Um, Come back to me on that one. I'll see if I have a better answer to put in the comments. Um, Now, the last would you rather is, would you rather go in or would you rather or go out or stay in? I think probably being who I am as a person, stay in. We like staying in. We have a great date night that we started as a result of the pandemic, which was just after the kiddo had gone to sleep rent a movie and order in some dinner. And honestly, that was just really romantic and we really loved it. There is a time and a place and a setting for going out, but I like, we've made a really comfortable, wonderful home for ourselves. And like, if I had to go out and be around a bunch of people, I could do that for a very limited amount of time, as opposed to like if I was staying home and I was just in my garden, my kid was playing in the garden, and I was gardening. Absolutely, like that is what I would rather be doing. And then the last two questions are about planner trends. So, what planner trends do you love and do you hate? I just like the entire planner trend as a whole. I think it's lovely. I really enjoy, you know, watching the different trends come because I have been in the community since 2016. So I feel like, 6 years, you can see a lot of the trends and how things have changed, which leads me to one of the things that I hate. And I cannot stand bougie boxes and overlays. They're fun. Overlays are fun once in a while, but like the bougie boxes, and I'm like, this isn't even a decorative planner. Like, you can't write on your planner. Like, I appreciate that everyone memory keeps in their own ways, and like I'll still watch videos with it in it. To me, it feels a little bit wasteful. And that's just because I couldn't fathom also being able to afford that, because planning is an expensive hobby. So the final question is, what do you like about decorative planning? And for me, what I like the most is that I get to be creative in a way that I couldn't have been before. I had really wanted to get into scrapbooking before I had found decorative planning, and I just found it too hard because even with kits, even looking at Pinterest, I found laying out pages difficult, really, because I couldn't get my brain creatively to put onto the page what was in my head. And I think, particularly for me with the decorative kits, I am able to have a little bit more of a templated outline that allows me to be creative and memory plan the way that I want to, without having to do the work of being creative and the frustration of not seeing what I have visualized in my head on the page. So that is a very long-winded way of saying it allows me to be creative without actually having to do that much work of being creative. So I encourage you to answer all the questions down below. I'm always interested. I always love seeing what you guys have to say about everything. I hope that answers some of your questions that you had about me. If you have any questions, you are welcome to ask them in the comments down below if there's anything that you wanted to know further. But I hope that brought a little joy to your last week of February. And as you can see here, I am just finishing out my sidebar, which, honest to goodness, I thought just turned out beautifully this week. And I'm just showing you what's left, moving things to the side, and then we will move into the day-by-day plans. So on the Monday, before I even start doing anything else, I started laying down my Planet with Stickers hockey stickers. I do this every single week. Sometimes I do wish that I had stickers that fit more to, the planner type style kit that I was using. But at the end of the day, these aren't too obtrusive. They are done, Selena does them really well in the team colors, so I really like them. So I just put them down every single week, and they are to my team. So I started off on Monday using the bow in rose gold from Clever Gal Crafts and Sophie Pink, and just noting daycare. I do this every single day of the week, so you are going to see it 2 more times when my kiddo goes to daycare. Then I used an Olivia from Sweet Tea Sticker Co. to note that I was back to work. Sometimes I use those to mark orders as well. Then I noted an awkward turtle emoji from the Coffees Monsters Co. And it was like on the adulting sheet, just to mark that I have to have some tough conversations and make some tough decisions. And then it was a very slow day. I marked that my kiddo got a nice present from his grandparents, which is like a cute little car set and ramp, and he is obsessed with it. So it was really fun to like build that watch him get excited about it and watch him open it. I loved it. And then my husband and I just did our weekly tradition of watching Oak Island, which is our favorite reality show. And then I just, same way, started with daycare again. And I always mark it at the top of my day because it is the first thing I do. And then I used 3 little icons to note that I filmed, edited, and uploaded a plan with me. And then I used one of the scalloped boxes in the kit with these cute little avocado couples to note that my husband and I took a nice little lunchtime walk together. It was really nice. And then I noted that I got some Happy Mail. Got to actually turn to my week. That would be beneficial if I knew what I was doing, from Dash of Sun Designs with her 2 new kits, which are beautiful. And then I noted that I had a call with my bestie, and I used the cell phone icon from Fox and Cactus, and we booked in for our hotel when we go to a live podcast recording later this year. We're really, really excited about it. The rest of my day was pretty lazy, so I had like a bed early kind of night. And then on Wednesday, again, just marking daycare the same way that I had before. I don't know why my camera's auto-focusing right now, and it's really frustrating me because it jiggles my camera every single time that I have to reset it. So I just wanted to note, and I used the Paper and Milk Maru, that I had a fantastic sleep that night. It was glorious. It was wonderful. I am a mom to a toddler. I rarely get full night's sleep, so when I do, I definitely mark it. Next up, we will note that I had a quick shop at Sobeys just to pick up some stuff. I don't know, groceries just didn't go the way that I wanted them to, so we had to do a midweek pickup rather. I was trying to figure out how I was going to mark this week because I did not have a lot going on. And then I remembered at some point I have the decorative dividers, the foil decorative dividers in the kit. And I ended up bringing those in along with some of the leftover decorative headers just to take up a little bit more space because I only had 2 things to mark for the rest of my day, 3 things to mark from the rest of my day on the Wednesday. So then, because I hate writing on the Wednesday, and if I have a lot to write, like Happy Mail from the Prairie Planner, like you are seeing here, I will write it in the box before I put it into my planner. And that's why you'll see some bits of writing and some not bits of writing. This is sped up to 2 times the speed, so it should tell you how long it takes me to write when I'm trying to keep my printing very neat. I should get back into hand lettering again, though. That was always nice. So I'm just putting that there. In hindsight, I probably should have put like the foiled headers around the boxes. And then I just used some of the hand-drawn icons from the kit that Chelsea drew herself to mark that I watched the Great British Baking Show that night. It's like my comfort show. And then I was up late reading. I'm reading a book called The Priory of the Orange Tree. I've mentioned it before. I mentioned it a lot. This book was a mammoth. So on my e-reader, it is over 2,000 pages. And so I think it was like 800 something pages in real life. So it was a lot of words and it took me a really long time to get through. Also because some nights I just didn't read. But I finished it as of today, which is the 25th, or yesterday, the 24th of February. So I am excited to move on to something new. And I probably will take a break from fantasy for a book or 2. I've got some books that I got from Christmas that are not fantasy. But what kind of books do you like to read? Or if you've read a good book, let me know in the comment down below, please. My to be read list, I'm actually making my way through it. And it feels worryingly short, and I have a goal this year of a certain amount of books. Let me just see, 25 books, and I finished 3 so far. So let me know your recommendations. I would love to hear them. And if you want to talk books with me, you can absolutely check me out on my Instagram. It's Canada Planner Girl. And I will leave that obviously linked down in the description below. So I think I was just adding in some of the decorative headers here as well, like the foiled headers, because I wanted to just take up a little bit more room. But you guys know that I don't like the overlap, so I had to make sure to use my tweezers to get them down so there was no overlap, but it was like pretty nice to write on top of that box. So then we moved on to Thursday, and on Thursday it was raining all day, and I just thought that this icon that I used from the Fox and Pip, the rain boots and the umbrella. I don't know what it is about rain boots recently. I am obsessed with them in all kit forms. So I loved it. I loved it. I was so happy. And then I placed an order from the Coffee Monsters Co. and it arrived today, February 25th, and I placed it February 17th. That was very, very, very quick shipping. So you will see that in my next haul video, which I haven't filmed yet, so stay tuned, folks. And then after that, I noted that I showered, and then I used a Fox and Pip bro for that. I used an emoji to note that I showered, and then I'm using another Fox and Pip icon to note that I changed the sheets on my bed. And then I just noted that I filmed another Plan With Me. I'm catching up on my Plan With Me's, and I feel like I'm starting to be I'm like a week behind. You guys said you wanted memory Plan With Me's, so here we are. And then we move on to Friday. So on Friday, there was so much snow, and I couldn't figure out how I wanted to mark it. I'm obviously using one of the circular weather emojis from the Coffee Monsters Co. again, but I ended up using one of these horizontal rectangular boxes, and I just sort of filled it in and put the emoji next to it, and I really liked how that took up the space. So then I edited and uploaded my Plan With Me, which took, oh my gosh, so much time. So much time. These memory Plan With Me's take forever, particularly when it comes to the uploading part, because once I upload, then I have to do the whole description box, and that changes every week based on the stickers that I use, and making sure that I have all the shops linked, and I put a lot of my time into it. Then I did laundry, which is weird. I hadn't marked it earlier this week. And then I noted that I did a face mask, my hair, and my nails, and I love how this sticker turned out. You guys will see it in just a second. I was trying to figure out how to do it because I don't really have a lot of face mask or hair, nails, whatever stickers. So I layered the nail polish hand-drawn icon from Chelsea over one of her layering stickers in the kit, and this beautiful foiled one. And I just love how it turned out. I thought it was dreamy. Then I used a half box to mark a big thing. We went to my dad's house, and it was probably one of the final dinners we've had there. He sold his house. He is moving. He bought a new house. It's very exciting. Great for the next chapter of his house life. Wow. But it is my childhood home, so it's a little bit emotional. So I have a fantastic script from Christy at Sweetie Sticker Co. that says dinner at, and then I will just put 157 because that's the house number, and that is dinner at 157. It's like a bistro. We've jokingly called it Bistro 157 for years because my father is he was never in any type of food industry, but he is an outrageously good chef. Honestly, if he had wanted to, I suspect he could have done it. He's really good at it. Moving on to Saturday. Saturday, I had a call with my mom, and I'm trying to rush through this here because I've got a story, but my poor mom, she had a concussion a few years ago, and she fell off a horse. She was wearing a helmet, but she was still knocked unconscious for 5 minutes. And unfortunately, concussions can take some time to heal. She was so excited. It had been a couple of years without any major symptoms. And the wind was so gusty when she was skiing, on the weekend, still wearing a helmet, safety first. She went off a jump, my daredevil mother, and the wind, I guess, caught her at the wrong angle, and then she fell, and she did a complete yard sale all over the hill, and unfortunately gave herself another concussion. So that was rough. Then I couldn't figure out how to mark the next thing, and I figured a celebration would be best. It was the first time that we ever had a sitter, which happens to be my friend Rebecca, watch my kiddo while my husband and I went out on like a day date, which was so nice. It's the first time since we've had a kid. I thought that was amazing. So our day date was such an adult day date. We went to Benjamin Moore to get some paint, and then we went to HomeSense to get bedside lamps, because that's the exciting people that we are. So that evening, I just noted that my kiddo wasn't feeling very well at all. It was the start of a little cold. It definitely was a cold. We tested him for COVID. It definitely was not. He just wasn't feeling well. And then I was trying to mark everything else, but I marked, what else did I mark? It's a good question. I didn't think I had anything else to, oh, right, of course, the most important thing. I marked that we had sushi for dinner that night. Rebecca had stayed over. She ended up spending like time with us that evening, and we had sushi, and that was absolutely wonderful. And I just brought in one of those gold foiled dividers again, just to mark that we had had sushi. And then obviously watched the hockey game, but Rebecca had gone home for that because she was also feeling tired too. 'Tis the season for tiredness. Finally, Sunday. Oh boy, Sunday was a rough day. Owen woke up sick. We had had absolutely no sleep the night before. It was, oh boy, I tell you, when your kid gets sick, like, you are going to suffer. The whole day is going to suffer. So he was really miserable when he woke up. We gave him a little bit of cold meds to help, like the Vicks Vapor Rub for babies, and that really eased up some of his congestion, but I was so exhausted. We got no sleep the night before. But then he cheered up a little bit. We had to stay inside. I think it was pretty cold, or maybe this, I can't remember, but we had a lot of fun playing. No, we definitely went outside to play. So we went outside to play. We built a snowman together, which was really fun because it had warmed up. We went to the park. We shoveled water because he couldn't shovel the snow because it was all melting. It was slushy, but he liked shoveling the water and just putting it onto the street. And so he thought that was a grand old time. So we did that for a little while, outdoor play. It was a really fun time. But then I noted again that he did not nap. Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. So he was really, really, really grumpy. And the whole family was grumpy this day. Some days it happens. And then finally, once we put him to bed, we put him to bed extremely early because he did not nap, and it was fine, but he woke up when he was sick all over his sheets, and then he was just coughing for like 2 solid hours. So I stayed up and I binged a show I don't normally watch. My Name is Earl, only because I just needed something mindless to watch while I was like waiting for him to cough again and see if I needed to go comfort him. But I think that this week turned out absolutely beautifully. I can't tell you how happy I am with it. I encourage you to check out all the other collaborators who did the collabs with me on this video, and I can't wait to see you next time. I hope that you guys have had a wonderful time. Let me know if there is anything that you would like to see in the comments down below. And if you're feeling up to it, you can give me a thumbs up. That would be fantastic. And you haven't subscribed, give me a subscribe. Welcome if you're new to my channel. And as I said, can't wait to see you in the next video. I hope that you all have a great day. Toodles!